The following graph gives information about the U.S. fruit and vegetable consumption trends from 1970 to 2010 in pounds per person per year. For vegetable consumption, it has remained stable at 330 from 1970 to 1980. After that, it climbed drastically to 425 in 2000, which is the highest, before dropping down to 400 in 2010. When we look at the fruit consumption, it increased gradually from 230 in 1970 to 280 in 2000, the highest value. And then it also declined to 250 until the end of the period. In conclusion, vegetable consumption is much larger than fruit consumption throughout the period. The following graph gives information about electricity generation in China by type from 1994 to 2004. For the conventional thermal, it has increased from 600 in 1994 to 1500 in 2004 gradually. When we look at the hydroelectric, it remained relatively stable, at around 100 throughout the period. For the total generation, it has increased dramatically from 900 to 2000 from 1994 to 2004. To sum up, conventional thermal still occupies the largest part of electricity generation in China. The following picture gives information about the Earth's structure. According to the picture, from the inside to the outside, there is an inner core, whose radius is 800 miles, or 1,300 kilometers. Following that, it's the outer core, whose thickness is 1,400 miles, or 2,250 kilometers. And then it's the mantle, with the thickness of 1,800 miles, or 2,900 kilometers. The outermost layer is the crust, and its thickness is 5 to 25 miles, or 8 to 40 kilometers. In conclusion, the Earth has a very complex structure. The following map gives information about nuclear power plants in operation in Europe. As we can see from the map, the largest nuclear electricity generation is in France, which is 59. Following that, the second largest one is found in Russia, and it is 30. In contrast, the Netherlands has the smallest number, just 1. Apart from that, Spain has 7, Germany has 8 and the United Kingdom has 15. To sum up, the graph tells about how nuclear electricity generation is distributed in Europe. The following organizational chart gives information about ranks in the workplace. The items include director, assistant to the director, and managers. According to this organizational chart, the highest rank is director. Following that, the second highest rank is assistant to director. You can see from this organizational chart that the marketing manager is on the third level. Also, business development manager is parallel to the marketing manager. What's more, customer relations manager is also together with the former two positions on the same level. To sum up, this organizational chart tells about ranks in the workplace. The following picture gives information about the solar system. According to this picture, the largest planet is Jupiter, the color of it is brown. You can see from this picture that the second largest planet is Saturn, whose color is brown. And the smallest planet is Mercury, followed by Mars, Earth, Venus, Neptune, Uranus. To sum up, this picture tells about the solar system. The following picture gives information about Luna and fish. As we can see, for the first quarter moon, the fish gather at the bottom of the sea. When entering into the next quarter, fish begin to move upwards and are distributed in the middle of the depth. When it comes to the full moon, fish are seen at any depth. Finally, for the last quarter moon, fish swim near the surface of the sea. In conclusion, the picture shows how phases of the moon influence fish's behavior. The following design layout gives information about the dormitory plan in the University of Southampton. When we enter the house from the entrance, on the left we can see a small kitchen with a stove in it. And on the right there is a small toilet and a place for a shower. Deeper into the house, it is the main bedroom in the upper left corner with a double bed and a desk in it. What's more, the living room lies in the upper right corner with spacious room, a long lounge, and some sofas. In conclusion, it is a very comfortable dormitory to live in. The following graph gives information about life expectancy at birth by sex. The items include years, males, and females. The horizontal axis is of the year, ranging from 1888 to 2013. According to this graph, in 1888, the value of males is around 45, and that of the females is higher, which is around 50. Also, the highest life expectancy of males is 75 in 2013. What's more, the lowest one of females is around 50 in 1888. To sum up, the female has the highest life expectancy at birth. The following picture gives information about hand postures while typing. In the upper left area, there are a pair of hands on a keyboard, which are parallel to each other, and this is right. Lower, we can see a hand parallel to the keyboard, and it is right, too. In the upper right area, two hands make angles against each other, which is wrong. Lower than it, both hands are bent, and form wrong postures. To sum up, this graph talks about typing gestures. The following picture gives information upper limbs of different species. On the top of the graph, I notice the length of the human upper arm bone is the greatest. Secondly, I find the fingers of the pterosaur is very long. What's more, we can see from the picture that the bird has relatively long lower arm bones, and the color is dark green. Finally, the bat is at the bottom of this picture, whose upper arm bone is the shortest. To sum up, this picture tells about how different the upper limbs are. The following C gives information about proportion of languages. The items include Latin, French, Germanic languages, derived from proper names and so on. According to this pie chart, the proportion of Latin is around 29%, and that of Germanic languages is lower, which is around 26%. You can see from this pie chart that the highest proportion is in Latin and French, around 29%. What's more, the lowest proportion occurs in derived from proper names, and it is around 4%. To sum up, Latin and French have the highest proportion of languages. The following picture gives information about Earth crust. According to this picture, the first layer is the atmosphere. Under that, the second one is the crust. You can see from this picture that the next layer is the mantle. Then it comes to the outer core. The innermost one is the inner core. To sum up, this picture tells about the Earth crust. The following picture gives information about a simple circuit with light. This circuit includes a battery, a bulb and a wire. In the middle of the picture, I notice the color of the battery is black and yellow. At the left of the picture, I find the bulb's color is white. What's more, we can see from the picture that there is a wire connecting the bulb and the battery, and its color is black. Finally, a current goes from the negative pole to the positive pole. To sum up, this picture tells about how a simple circuit works. The following picture gives information about two national flags. In the first national flag, from the top to the bottom, the colors are green, white and black. There is also a red rectangle on the left-hand side. In the second national flag, the color composition is the same. However, from the top to the bottom, the colors are red, white and black, with a green triangle on the left-hand side. In conclusion, the two national flags are quite similar in color while they are still different in shapes and composition. The following picture gives information about heights of trees. The items include hemlock, cedar, spruce, Douglas fir. According to this picture, in hemlock, the height is around 130 feet, and that of cedar is higher, which is around 200 feet. You can see from this picture that the greatest value of height is in Douglas fir, around 280 feet. To sum up, the picture tells about different heights of trees. The following picture gives information about global warming predictions. In the middle of the picture, I notice the temperature of Africa is about 4 degrees Celsius. At the left of picture, I find the temperature of South America is about 7 degrees Celsius. What's more, we can see from the picture that, at the right areas, there is Asia, and the temperature is 4 to 5 degrees Celsius. Finally, Arctic is at the top of this picture, where the highest temperature increase occurs. To sum up, this picture tells about global temperature increase. The following picture gives information about how an apple seed can become an apple tree. The steps include apple seeds, an apple tree, a flower, and so on. According to this picture, the first step is apple seeds. Then, the second step is to sprout. You can see from this picture that the third step is the apple tree. After that, the next step is the flower. Finally, we can get green and big apples from the apple tree. To sum up, the life cycle of apple will repeat. The following picture gives information about how the fruits grapes come to customers. According to the picture, the first step is purple grapes ripening on the vine, followed by the second step, in which the grapes are loaded onto a truck and transported. After that, the grapes are conveyed on a conveyor belt. Then they are stowed into a brown paper box as its package. Finally, people load the grapes in a cart, and this means the grapes reach customers. To sum up, this picture tells about grape processing. The following picture gives information about the changes between the structure of homes in 1991 and 2007. The items include homeowner, social renting, private renting and social housing. According to this picture, the proportion of homeowner increased from 52% to 60%, and that of social renting decreased from 18% to 10%. You can see from this picture that the highest proportion is the homeowner during the period. You can also see from this picture that the lowest proportion is social housing, which is around 5% during the period. In conclusion, the homeowner has the highest structure of homes during the period.